This is Football Psych, and I'm Coach Red Mike.
And it's me, the good old boy Shaq.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Man, we are in it, guys, and it's so great to see everybody, man, because we got a whole lot to talk about after this game that we just got through going through.
Shaq, I can throw it better. Go for it, Shaq. Go deep. Go deep.
Oh, it's better. It's gonna be better receiving than we had yesterday.
Coach, show me the ball, Coach. Show me the ball. I need the ball. I need to tell these people what to do. Coach.
I'm surprised you actually threw it and you just didn't tuck it and run it.
I'm Lord Sarge. I can't run. I bounced it off the belly right through the goalpost.
All right, guys, well, we got a lot to talk about tonight because we had a disastrous game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we're going to break down film. We're going to talk about all kinds of topics tonight, and we want comments from the audience that are looking in. So as you're looking in and you want to make comments, make sure you type them in. Large Sarge there will read them off to us, and that way we know what's going on out there, and everybody is tracking. So, everybody, hey, we have a cut. And we have a hire already. So we cut Cade York, our kicker. I think it was we can avoid giving a 7th round conditional pick to the Cleveland Browns. We gave him his audition. He had 2 wide right field goals. And since then, we signed Austin Siebert, who formerly was with the Jets. What do y'all think about that, Shaq?
Same kind of kicker. I don't know why. I don't know why we didn't draft one.
Yeah, well,
I really don't.
So, did you have like this particular point, it's not like there's great kickers out there.
No, it's not. But we're to the point right now, especially if this offense is going to be as low scoring as they showed yesterday. We're going to need a kicker because the NFL is scoring league now. So we're going to need a solid kicker. So at this point right now, we're accumulating all of these draft picks. Why don't we trade one of these draft picks away? 5th round, 6th round, somewhere in there, and get us a good kicker.
Do you have anybody in mind?
Anybody besides what we got.
Well, I will tell you, we tried that when we were going for Cade York by giving a conditional 7th round pick. That did not work out. So instead of giving up the pick, because Adam Peters doesn't want to give up draft picks anyway, he went out and said, all right, we're going to let him go. And we go out and get Austin Siebert, who's out on the street, former Jet. I actually remember him playing. Didn't seem too bad of a kicker. What do you think, Large Sarge?
So, I'm a Lions fan.
Yeah.
So Siebert's a Lions kicker. Then he got traded. He did some time with the Browns. And why the hell is my camera moving around? And what's going on over there? Anyway, he's a hell of a lot better. And I don't mind that they took a chance on this kid because what I think is actually happening and what I listened to today on the phone with all the fans and all the talk radio here in Washington was basically they're looking for a kid that they can invest in long-term and can improve. So, the guy we had, you got to make those kicks. It wasn't the problem was leg. If you were talking about leg, he had the leg. He didn't have the accuracy.
Yeah.
But Siebert's got accuracy. Ain't got no leg.
Ain't got no leg, yeah.
But we got Daniels. We got weapons. So if you can get 50 yards or less, Siebert's going to be a decent kicker. No problem.
The offense was very underwhelming. And so we're going to need a kicker. The defense is what I expected it to be. So we still talk about the kicker, but we're definitely going to dissect this game yesterday. They should not have brought Emmanuel Forbes back. They should have left him in Tampa Bay. I'm calling for his job.
Don't even get on the plane, huh?
They leave him down there, right?
Well, wait, so do you like the Siebert signing or not?
Oh, I do. Because it's better. It's better.
Going to be fine in our offense. It's what we need: consistency, 50 yards and under. We should be able to deliver.
This is our 6th.
He's an 80% guy. He's an 80% guy.
This is like our 6th kicker this year, and so we need to settle in on a guy, and hopefully he settles in and he's able to be the guy who makes it. But we're going to get in some film, and I want to break down some film, and I'm going to actually show you film and give you my analysis on, especially this first drive. Because this first drive kind of sets the conditions for the whole rest of the game. Yeah. And I'm going to break it down. And, as I go through it and people who are online, I want your comments. But let me break down my analysis at the beginning part until I get it. And I'm only going to go through the first 3 plays initially. all right, and kind of break it down for you guys. So y'all ready for it?
Yeah. Hey, Shaq only hails, but not this week.
Yeah, go to hell. So let's do this thing. So, all right, give me a chance to get this thing up and get it going here. All right. So the very first play of the game, this is supposed to be a pass to Brian Robinson coming out of the backfield. Now, everybody knows when you have a play, anybody's played football, you got to let this play develop a little bit, and you got to get Brian Robinson starting to move upfield in space, and you have to lead him as a runner. I want to produce this a little bit further and see what happens.
Zacchaeus in motion. Daniels.
All right.
A backwards pass.
First of all, that is a backwards pass, which is not what it's intended to be. You have not let him move upfield. He is not hurried. The pocket is still there. He's not hurried anyway. There's no reason why he has to get the ball out this quick. Brian Robinson hasn't even had a chance to move his way upfield. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, there is nothing but green.
Yeah.
Nothing
but green.
And I agree with this play right here. Kind of set the pace for the rest of the game. The offense looked out of sync. Brian Robinson came to play. Jaden Daniels was chewing on his mouthpiece like he didn't like. I don't know if that's something he do, but he's just chewing on his mouthpiece. Like he didn't show any urgency until we got down really, really big. Then Terry McLaurin wasn't targeted enough. But this right here, this play right here set the pace for the whole game. I knew that we were in trouble as soon as this happened.
Yep.
All right, well, let's watch this play develop. Again, he's supposed to be leading him as a runner, and if he does, this is a first down on the first play. But instead, look what happens.
Behind Robinson, backwards.
Oh, my Lord. That was almost a disastrous play, and already we are now in a 2nd and 23 at the conclusion of this play.
Yep.
Completely debacled. Okay, so let's just chalk it up as, okay, that's first play jitters for Jaden Daniels.
Right, jitters.
How does he follow it up from here?
Pass, and Robinson will tip it out of bounds.
Right, here's the second play. Now, Large Sarge, I told you about this. When you got a guy in motion, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if Daniels is trying to uncover man or zone.
You are looking to see if the defense goes with him.
Yeah.
You can determine if he's in man cover.
Is he calling that, or is that?
No. I taught you this, Large Sarge, so follow me. When a guy goes in motion, you're looking to see if a defensive guy goes with him.
Yeah.
No defensive guy goes with him here. You see that?
Man coverage.
You are in zone coverage right here. Stay with me. You're in zone coverage, and it looks like this is going to be a trips left initially. Now, what happens right here is when he hikes it, this is actually going to be developing as a screenplay, which means you have to set up blockers so you can give Brian Robinson, who's going to get this ball, an opportunity to go downfield. This is your second chance at trying to get Brian Robinson the ball so you can do something. Now, I want you to look right here. Look in the middle of the screen around the line of scrimmage, which is the blue line. You already have 2 offensive linemen out there ain't doing nothing.
Yep.
Ain't doing a darn thing. You got penetration on the inner line. You have no blocking, and you're setting this thing up, which means already this is a busted play, and he's not going to get any kind of yard.
And then not only that, they should have. Okay, so let's play a little bit. Go a little bit further.
Let's go through the play, and then I'll stop it. All right?
Yeah, because they should have.
So he goes. He gets the ball. He goes. He gets the ball. He comes. Look at this block, and now they decide to block. But by then, there's already somebody on, and you're looking at about a 2-yard gain until it stops. Okay, so right there, now you're in a 3rd and 21 situation. Brian Robinson was only able to gain 2 yards. Completely busted play.
And now I'm gonna tell you this. Now, if Jaden, he's still a rookie and he's still learning Kingsbury's offense, right? So, he should have audible out of that play and took advantage of the man-on-man coverage at the bottom of the screen. He should have audibled out. And look, there was no single high coverage, there was no safeties over top. He should have took advantage of the receiver sitting. I believe there's Zacchaeus that was at the bottom. Should have took advantage of that because he's a speedster, right? So not only was this play, so you got 2 busted plays back to back to Brian Robinson to get your rookie quarterback going, right? Instead of running plays and stuff like that, okay, let's get him throwing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I got that part. Good. We're going to eventually get him going. But this guy got first game jitters. I don't care how experienced y'all say he is, how much leadership you say he got. The man has jitters. So these first two plays, right? These plays right here are prime examples of that, right?
Now, so, Mike, why did he have jitters? You told me 18 times over the weekend. Why?
I want to tell you,
the Commanders preseason.
Yeah, when you bubble wrap a player and you don't give him enough necessary reps under pressure, like you got to put him in as close to game time situation as possible. He has not been stressed. Yep. And when you're not stressed, then that's what caused. Like that very first play when you're doing out Patton and Robinson, they should have ran that 100 times.
Well, and then
play, you got to run it 100 times.
But look, Coach Mike, this is my thing right here. And then not only that, Brian Robinson is our punisher. Why was Austin Eckler not in the backfield doing these plays? Brian Robinson is our in between the tackles guy. How often we seen Brian Robinson catch himself in the flat? He maybe scored like once or twice.
That's why we brought Eckler in.
That's why we brought
the ball. Not for Robinson to catch the ball, but for Eckler to catch the ball, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's exactly right. I completely agree. Both of those last two plays should have been Austin Eckler plays, not Brian Robinson plays.
Yes. So, and this whole thing was a mess. And then remember when I said a couple of weeks ago on the show, you said one of the things that we're going to look that I want to focus on, Kingsbury's play calling. Kingsbury's play calling was terrible. All the screen plays, all the like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
So the very first play was a play out the background. That was a disaster. The second one, he decided to follow it with the screenplay. So let's take a look. Let's hold on a second. Let me get through this third play because I said I wanted to get through 3 plays. So let me do it, guys. Let me get through this third play, and I want to give you my commentary before everybody starts chiming in. All right? Damn. Let me get on this.
The coach.
Come on. Let me do my freaking analysis. Once Mad Mike starts getting mad. All right. So here we go. So
out near the 19-yard line.
I want you to look at something. This is a design play. This is a chance to get Jaden Daniels going to see if he can freaking complete a pass. Like a real pass. Not one out of the backfield to a guy in the back, but a pass forward of the line of scrimmage. Yeah. All right? Forward of the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 21.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. Right now, the line looks like they have it. You have 3 guys on the right going out. You got a guy coming across the middle, which is Terry McLaurin. All right, he's right about where the blue line is right now. And what you're going to see is Eckler coming out of the backfield. Now you got Eckler actually in the game. Right there, I'm stopping it. All right, right here, you have 2 wide open receivers. If you look the far part, beyond the line of scrimmage, you have Terry McLaurin. If you look underneath, you have Austin Eckler. Everybody went deep because we sent 3 receivers deep and everybody went with him. Instead of Jaden Daniels staying in the pocket, which is what I want every freaking quarterback to do, stay in the pocket, because he's flash and dance, he doesn't stay in the pocket. He immediately gets scared. And he runs. And even right here, he has an opportunity still to dump it off to Eckler, who's right in front of him, but instead he decides to run. Eckler doesn't even have time to pick up the block because he still thinks the ball's coming
21.
And you get a
4-yard ushered out of
play.
A rookie play.
It's a rookie play.
On a 3rd and 21, you have a rookie play where you basically get 4 yards and you are a 3 and out. When I look at those first 3 plays, that set the tone of the whole game, because if I go through and I analyze film through this entire game, you will see a series after series after series where this kind of stuff's going on.
Yeah.
First of all, Shaq, you talked about Kingsbury play offense. Every Redskins fan on this channel knows we lived through our RG3. You don't design runs for your quarterback, and that's what he did.
Yep.
The second thing you don't do, all right? You don't condition him just to go ahead and free willy just decide to tuck it and run it if he doesn't have to. You want to coach him up to stay in the pocket and complete passes.
Yeah, because Jermaine just said Kyler Murray had a 57.6 QBR during Kingsbury's first year as the coach, and I can see that already. Again, with all the screenplays, all the mismanagement of the personnel, stuff like that. Brian Robinson in the backfield for screen plays instead of Austin Eckler. Terry McLaurin was only targeted like 2 or 3 times. Like I did not understand a lot of what was going on. And then Jaden Daniels, the line was collapsing around him later on in the game. They held up for the most part in the first half. Like they held up. And it's just his pocket presence was not there.
So I'm going to give you a stat, Shaq. I'm going to give you a stat, Shaq and Coach. Here's the fan stat. Out of all the games played in week 1, guess which team had the least amount of time in the pocket? The Commanders.
Yeah, I said you had to tell me. I already know.
See, I'm gonna disagree with the analysts because analysts are really freaking.
That's a fact.
No, it's not. So let me tell you the reason why.
All right.
Because I will tell you the reason why. Because when I broke down Jaden Daniels' film, and I'm a film watcher, I break down people's film. All right. I'm not some analyst that's over there to stop watching. How much time is he in the freaking field? No. Because that's freaking misleading. I will tell you, when I looked at Jaden Daniels on film, he very, very quickly took the ball and ran.
Yeah.
He took himself out of the pocket in record time.
And look, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Coach Man Mike. That's what I'm saying. His pocket presence wasn't there. It was like the pocket presence wasn't there. There was some, if he held on just a little bit longer, receivers, Terry McLaurin was breaking away from the defensive
had
backs.
a lot of design runs. So you got a rookie quarterback who's scared. He sees it breaking down, doesn't see his first read. I'm running because I can, right? That's what he knows.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is what he did. 2 things. Let me tell you what he did. Right. So first of all, the design runs, of course, he's going to run. All right. So you don't count those particular plays. You're counting actual time where he has a passing play. Now, I will tell you, our offensive line is garbage, and we've been beating up our offensive line. This is not a surprise to anybody who watches this show that we have a suck freaking butt offensive line. All right.
Yeah. Facts. Now,
with that being said, that must be in Jaden Daniels' head because there was no letting any play develop. And the reason why you throw out a stat like that, Lard Sarge, is because he gave up on plays before they even had an opportunity.
Yes, he did. Don't listen. I'm just saying.
And Lard Sarge, we do not want to look at your crotch, man.
Look at my crotch? Wait a minute. Where's my crotch?
What the heck?
What you got going on?
He's a flat-out crotch shot there, man.
What the hell is going on with you, man?
Lord Salsa, he said, this is how much they suck. Look.
I'm turning it off, man. I'm turning it off.
Oh, my God. Now he's upside down, man.
That is exactly how they played. Right now.
You're operating like a rookie there, Lard Sarge.
That's exactly what happened.
You're one as dysfunctional as Jaden Daniels on just about every play he did. Oh, man, we lost him for a second. He's going to come back on here in a second.
Oh, there you go. Still upside down.
Lard Sarge.
Now,
all right.
So this is my thing right here, though. So again, we got to give grace to him because he is a rookie, right? We knew going into the season, offensive line was going to be a problem. We already knew that our receiving corps is the third. That we're third, maybe the worst in the conference now. Jameson Crowder got so much playing time yesterday, and I didn't understand that. I'm like, De'Ami Brown barely played. You already know how I feel about that. I'm like, we could have brought anybody in. Why we brought Jameson Crowder back? So anyway, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be all right, but we are not going to win games with him throwing for 184 yards. We're not going to win games with him rushing for 88 yards. He did score twice, yes, but we're not establishing anything right now. This is how Kyler Murray got hurt. This is how Kingsbury's offense. That's how Kyler Murray got hurt. This is how RG3 got hurt. Design runs. We're starting to see these guys starting to and then going to some of the other scrambling quarterbacks this year. I mean, this week 1, Lamar Jackson was getting beat up. Like Jalen Hurts was getting beat up. These defenses are caught onto the run pass option offense. So how much are we going to hold on to this? Lamar Jackson, even with all the skill and talent he got, he was getting beat up. He was getting hit. Jalen Hurts was getting hit. Jaden Daniels was getting hit. So when are we going to open up this playbook and actually let him use his arm?
Yeah.
Well, right now, I tell you what, I am not real happy with this playbook at all because I think it's a garbage playbook. I'm already lost confidence in Cliff Kingsbury. Like they need to get rid of all the read option plays. Every RPO that's in your playbook, you need to put an X through it right now.
Yep.
Because I will tell you that's exactly what will happen. He'll be another Kyler Murray. He'll be another Kyler. He'll be another Kyler Murray. He'll be another RG3.
Out.
And he'll be hurt. We do not need that with this quarterback. What we need him to do is stay in the pocket, and only when the pocket breaks down, which let's face it, guys, it's going to break down
a lot.
Then you can ad lib, you can do something. But we don't need it to be designed. We actually need you to design to complete a pass and use your weapons.
But coach in check. That's my point about the stat. The stat is he had the least amount of pocket time from any QB in week 1, which means there is no offensive line. Take out the fact that he had design runs. The line broke down, and this is exactly what we're talking about.
I think he broke down early.
Huh? We don't have a left tackle.
I don't buy the stat. Like, first of all, let's get rid of that. I don't buy it because here's the reason why. Because you take out the design runs. I'm not counting that too. I'm talking about when we brought that in the pack. I can show you pass play after pass play after pass play. I can bring the film back up. He does not let the play develop, and he still is not hurried. And he tucks and runs.
So this is my thing right here now, because there is again, I'm not gonna blame it on our first game plan rookie quarterback either. I've been saying the thing I told y'all that I was gonna pay most attention to this first game was Kingsbury's play call.
Yep,
and it wasn't good. We knew the line wasn't gonna be good.
Jaden Daniels does what he knows how to do. You can't blame him. He's a rookie. You cannot blame him.
And then
that was all offensive play calling crap.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, looking at the way the lack of targets to the receivers and stuff like that. Okay, so only receiver, if you look at it, Zacchaeus got a little bit separation a couple of times, but the only receiver we had on the field that was getting separation enough for Jaden Daniels to even put the ball in the direction was Terry McLaurin. That's it. And then they had safety sitting over top of him the whole game because they know there's no other threats. So it's like if you watch everywhere Terry McLaurin went, there was a safety sitting over top. They knew who the person was. So
I will tell you that there's several plays that I saw where there was wide open receivers, but he gave up on the play too early.
Yeah.
So like I'm telling you that there was times where Terry McLaurin was wide open. There was times where Eckler was wide open. There was times where these other guys were wide open. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more film and break it down because I think it's important. Like we only saw the first series and we saw how debacle all first of those 3 plays were in the 3 and out. Let's see the second series. All right. Let's see the second series just so we can take a look at
it. And then not only that, I told you, Coach Bad Mike, like I was like, why you like, I don't know. It's just, if he going to be our guy, I need to see him more serious in the huddle. He just like everything, like after the first 3 and out, 3rd and 21, he on the sideline laughing and playing and joking. You're supposed to be the future of our team, the leader of the organization, right?
We saw that too.
And you're
Coach
sitting on the sideline.
You called that out too. You were like pissed about it.
Yeah, I was pissed. Like I was over at Lard Sarge's house and we were watching the game. When I saw him joking around, they were friggin' like just goofing off on the sideline. I was pissed because I was just like, you're sucking right now. And instead of showing leadership, you're over there laughing about it, cutting up, screwing around. Like, this is a time
I had a 40-point
lead. Be serious.
You had a 40-point lead.
And my thing is now, is it his lack of maturity, or is it he's like, okay, I'm still just playing for fun right now. Like, I'm still want to figure it out. Like, I want to see my quarterback in the huddle taking control. I want to see him like getting over there, getting his people fired up. How many times did they pan the camera over to Jaden Daniels? He was just sitting down there on the bench with his arms crossed, not talking to his linemen, not talking to his receivers, not talking to the running backs, not talking to the coaches. And when he was talking to them, it was all jokes and games, shits and giggles.
So Scootcast 420-211 said, hey, we trashed RG3 and we trashed his career. And you know what? You're absolutely right.
You're right.
If I'm pronouncing that right.
Scuddas. That's Scuddas.
Scuddas. Okay, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name, Scuddas. But I'm saying, like, every fan is nervous right now because we all had those RG3 vibes.
Yeah.
We had them as soon as we drafted them, so let's not pretend. As soon as we drafted them, we were worried about that. Yeah. And then as soon as we got Kingsbury, we were worried about that. So like this to have it come out, and we saw it very early in the game. means they're already out of touch with what's going on. And
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed in where we're at. But I want to get into a couple more of these plays because what I look for on the second series is I look for, have you made adjustments? Have you kind of set something in where you go like, hey, let's get this ball going. Let's see what happened here. All right.
Yep.
It's by Jamel Dean. Good start for Dak Prescott all the way around. 2nd down and 8. Daniels going to run, and he can do this just fine. Daniels.
Okay. Very first play, you're right. From that part, Lars Sarge, the offensive line broke down. But when he rolled out of the pocket, I didn't see him looking for receivers. I think he went to his very first thing that he did. It was he run it. Yeah. And that is a god-awful slide from somebody who hasn't been trained in high school, college, or now in the pros about how to freaking slide.
He's on the home, and he thinks he's in college. And when he gets hit by a safety or a linebacker and rings his bell and he's out of the game, he's going to learn. But the problem is the coaching isn't there because, frankly speaking, that's exactly the moment as the OC or the head coach, I'd yank his ass out of the game and put Driscoll in and say, until you learn to slide, you're done. Well, and you're out of the whole series.
Well, this is my thing right here. And this is me personally, right? He's our franchise quarterback, right? And he's still working on his awareness. It was cool they let him play the last game. But when we got to the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, Driscoll should have been playing. I'm just being honest with you. The game was too far out of reach.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't coming back. So why take a chance of him running around and potentially getting hurt?
Matter of fact, put every scrub in. Put your second string in the entire team.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
get him some play time.
Well, part of it was you mentioned earlier that he had about 180 some
184 yards.
184 yards. I will tell you, it seemed like a majority of those yards were in garbage time. So if you actually did take him out, I don't know if he would have broke 100 yards in this game. He probably would have done 93, just like freaking Caleb Williams with Chicago.
Yep.
I mean, because he wasn't completing much of anything.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, Jermaine just hit. He just left a comment and he hit it right on the head. He said, "Do you think Bill Belichick would have accepted him being mediocre and smiling on the sideline?"
No, he would have yelled at him and said, "Do your job.
Do your job.
Do your job."
And Bill Belichick, he just give you the look. He don't be yelling at nobody. Just and it's like it's telepathic. It's in there. Oh, where I go? I was like, oh, where I go?
Oh yeah, I don't know where it went right there. I'm trying to get the right screen on our thing, and I'm like I'm doing Jane Daniels rookie mistakes over here.
Yeah, now I can tell you though. I think we're gonna be all right with him. Like Scudder said, I think we're gonna be all right. With Jaden Daniels, I mean, he's gonna have to grow into his position, but this offense has to do a better job of protecting him, and he needs to work his way out of that run first mentality. Is it dynamic? Is it electric? Does it make the fans want to yell? Yes. Do we want to see him scoring on running touchdowns and scoring? Yes, we do. But at what point? At what point? That's what I'm saying. At what point?
Shaq, really?
Yeah, I would.
You want him running for touchdowns? You think he's Jaden Daniels or Justin Hurts?
Now, listen.
Sorry, not Justin, but Jalen.
If we got to do the tush push to get him in the end zone, we gonna do it.
And Robinson, and you want Daniels rushing for touchdowns? You want?
I will tell you. I will do a slightly different perspective as a coach. For anybody who knows me for a while, they know I'm a pocket passer kind of guy. I don't like these mobile quarterbacks to begin with because they're a liability. To me, Jaden Daniels is a liability until you coach him up to actually be a quarterback. When I see you running for 80-some yards, that's not a statistic of success to me.
No.
To me, that doesn't work. When I see you, I don't want you rushing for 2 touchdowns. I want you throwing for 2 touchdowns.
And Coach Man, Mike, to add on to that, right? I don't want to keep bringing up Lamar Jackson because he's a great player. He's a phenomenal player, right? Phenomenal player. I don't want him following Lamar's footprint. Now, I'm going to tell you, Lamar and the Ravens have won 12, 13, 14 games. You know what I'm saying? 11. They've had winning seasons for a long time with Lamar Jackson, right? But they're never going to break that ice, Super Bowl winning ice, when their leading receivers are tight ends. And I don't want that to be the case for Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? They now they got receivers in there that help Lamar Jackson out. They got Zay Flowers, they got Bateman in there. I don't want that to be the case in DC where Zach Ertz and Ben Sinnott and John Bates are the lead receivers, because that's not going to help us win. It's not going to get us to playoffs. It's not going to help us get to the Super Bowl. It's just not going to happen.
Shaq, and Coach, I'm going to tell you something. Like, clearly, we ragged on it. We had the lost tackle. We ragged on him about not putting a line together to protect Daniels, your rookie, who's got an arm and he's got a brain.
Yeah.
But he is wedded to he is a college kid, and his mental game is RPO run, RPO pass when it suits me. I got the talent, and he definitely showed off his talent. He has the talent.
Yes.
The problem is at the NFL level, you don't want your QB running. You got way too much money, and now obviously he's a rookie. It's not there yet, right?
Yeah.
But we just watched Dak Prescott get the. I mean, let's not go there. I'm just saying it's the wrong coaching philosophy.
So I see a situation. Hold on, Lard Sarge.
Exactly.
I see a situation, Lard Sarge. So I see a situation where this is a lack of coaching philosophy. Period.
Totally.
So I like what Jermaine Whitley said. He said Lamar was happy at first, but he developed into a pocket QB.
Yes,
this is a situation where you want to be able to go. Because to me, the best situation is if you want to take chances of his mobility, you want to be able to do that on play action. You want to roll him out and give him some opportunities. But it's still, when you roll him out, his first thing of wanting to do when you roll him out, his first thing that he should be looking for is through his progressions to throw the ball, not to run first.
Right.
And now what's name? Now Scudder's put in the comments. He said that be fair, Josh Allen does a lot of running. Daniel Jones does a lot of running. But to the thing that they do, Scutters, though, I'm going to tell you this. Now, I'm glad that you brought that up, Josh Allen, them. But no, compared to Lamar Jackson, they have more over 50-yard touchdown passes than him. They, you know what I'm saying? They will sit in the pocket and take the hits there first. They didn't instinctively run. Now Lamar is developing into that. Do they run a lot? Yes, they run a lot. Josh Allen runs a lot. Daniel Jones runs a lot. But look at the statistics of how many 50-plus yard touchdowns they have compared to him. If that makes sense. Look who their primary targets were. Stephon Diggs, stuff like that. Their primary targets weren't their tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Mark Andrews has been leading the way in Baltimore for years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
I see when it comes to Jayden Daniels, I see there's a few things like they failed to coach him on. There's quite a few things that they failed to coach him on. Number one, they failed to coach him in the offseason on how to slide. Yeah. They failed to coach him in the offseason about how to be a pocket passer, stay in there, look through your read progressions, right? They failed to say, even when you have to roll out and you have to scramble, you should still be looking for a receiver down the field, right? Yeah. You don't just tuck it and run it. It just seems like to me, like they courted him through the practice thing and was like massaging his ego this whole time. And I'm sorry, but after you're drafted, the courting's over.
Yep.
That's when the training begins.
You're getting paid now.
You're getting paid now.
Yeah.
And now it's time for you to get serious about your job.
But I mean, we're sitting here and it was his first game, yes. So I'm not going to completely bash Jayden Daniels because he was not the worst part of this game. No, he was not. He was actually one of the
fantastic game.
He was one of the bright spots.
He was the highlight of the team. But that's exactly how the team will go down in flames.
I don't think he was the highlight of the team.
Shoulders.
I don't think he was the highlight of the team. I think he was. I think he was
leading rusher, passing.
No, he wasn't the highlight of the team. To me, that's an epic failure. Everything that happened out there was absolutely horrible. Before we keep this conversation going, I want to get back to film because I want to show a couple more plays, and then we're going to come back to it, okay?
Coach, I got a soldier on. Darren Martin, first time watching the channel. Shout out to you, Darren.
Darren! Hey, thanks for your support, brother.
He's one of our old guard guys there, Shaq.
Oh, okay.
So, he's a Lions fan, it looks like.
He's in Michigan.
Woo, I watched that game. It was a good game.
We got Texas on. We got Michigan on. We got Pennsylvania on. We got DC on. We got Florida on.
All right, man, Lord, let me get to my film, all right? All right.
For his first down.
More reps in
first word down,
critical situations. Let the maturation develop naturally. Go for it.
Okay, hold on. I didn't
Good talk by Jamel Dean.
Stop it. Oh my goodness, I done messed that up. That's what happens when I'm training combating everybody to try to make this stuff happen. All right, so let's get this thing going. So the first one there, the first completion that he did was Zach Ertz over the middle, which I actually liked the play and I wanted to break
out of the backfield.
All right, so we have another
from
screen
McCaffrey.
play
Blockers
calling again. I don't understand why we're going to Luke McCaffrey on a screenplay right there again. To me, piss poor play.
on the screen, but well defended.
Because you know I love my McCaffrey.
Zion McCollum.
Luke
have a
McCaffrey
really
Luke,
great
Davis
run
in the
defense.
middle.
Everything starts there. Third down. Daniels floats it out
Now that was a good flow
on the
pass.
sideline.
Off of his
Open
back
is
foot.
Robinson. He's got a
This
first
is down
down.
his guy.
Spins off contact.
But what happened there if y'all remember the game, they don't show it in this highlight film, was we had an illegal block in the back and it was discounted anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show one
The
more play.
flag is down as so
That was a good
Robinson
read by
goes
Daniels.
down at the 11-yard line.
He's stuck in the pocket under pressure and got the ball off. It was a good
They
read.
bring pressure. Daniels to the sideline wide of Zacchaeus.
The season's past, coming in this year.
All right. So that was the next drive. We are already down 13-0, and that's what we've done so far. Screen passes, a throw to the outside that was not accurate, a lob pass that had an illegal block in the back. And so overall as a team offensively, what I see is they are not disciplined and they are not coached very well at all, which shows me a lack of first-team reps in practice and being put under stressful situations, because it's easy when you go out there 11 on 11 and you're not wearing any pads to make the crap work. It's something different when you're playing for real.
So this my thing right here. Like I said, I mean, the game yesterday was atrocious. The game was atrocious. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? But I mean, this is just me personally. Even though we're talking about Jake Daniels and how he needs to grow, was only his first game and stuff like that, he was a bright spot. He showed some flashes. There are things he needs to work on. Of course, there are things he needs to work on, right? But he wasn't as bad as the secondary. He wasn't as bad as the defensive ends. The linebacker core played pretty good. He wasn't as bad as the line. Brian Robinson had a decent game. You know what I'm saying? So there are other pieces that definitely were worse.
Let's touch on that for a second, because here's what I saw when it came to the defense, right? You know, because there's a couple things I was looking for. And we can go back to the offense here in a little bit. But defensively, my spots that I focused in on were what you said, Shaq. What were the defensive ends doing? Mm-hmm. My next thing I was looking at was, how are these linebackers going to look? Because I didn't see Bobby Wagner at all in preseason, right? No. And then, obviously, we were focusing on what was Emmanuel Forbes doing and what was the secondary going to look like. Now
they should let Forbes in Tampa Bay. I told you.
Yeah, Forbes was garbage. Forbes was absolutely garbage. We knew Forbes was going to be garbage. How he made this team, I have no idea. But we knew exactly who he was going to be. But here I'm going to throw somebody else under the bus here. I'm going to throw Bobby Wagner under the bus.
Yeah.
Because I watched Bobby Wagner on a number of plays, and he looked like he was slow, lethargic, not really into the game until he ended making his first tackle for a loss, and then he followed up with a sack. And I'm like, okay, there's Bobby Wagner. I didn't see him do that consistently through the whole game. I saw him looking like a lot of times he was more like, I'm letting the play come to me instead of me going after the play.
Yep. Now I'm gonna tell you this one, Coach Mad Mike. Now I'm gonna tell you somebody that surprised me yesterday. Because remember, we was like, man, why did they put this guy on the end? Jamie Davis played all right on the defensive end.
He played well.
He played well. So did Cleveland Farrell. He played well yesterday.
Yeah.
Allen and Payne had a typical great Allen and Payne game. They just could not get Baker Mayfield on the ground. They was in Baker Mayfield face the whole game. They just could not get him on the ground. Allen and Payne.
So many times that I don't know how Baker Mayfield got out of that, because I thought he was going down.
Yeah.
He got out.
Allen and Payne are gonna be a problem this year. But again, like we discussed, we knew that was going to be a PowerPoint for us. Dorrance Armstrong didn't really do too much. James Davis had a decent game. Clinton Farrell had a pretty good game. A couple of other backup guys had a decent game, right? So the issue is the way this team looks right now, we're going to lose John Allen this season. I'm letting you know.
Could be, yeah. I mean,
we're going to lose. As mediocre as that team looked yesterday, like I went first. I had us going 8-9.
Gents, you know what it looked like on defense to me when I watched that game, and I watched it again today. It looked like we had three defenses. We had an O-line defense, we had a linebacker defense, and we had a secondary defense. Well, no, they actually went to the beach. So we had an O-line defense that was playing their game, and we had a linebacker defense playing their game, and we had a non-existent secondary. They were not coached together to work together. That's what it looked like.
So Lars, you know what? To add on to that, right? To caveat that, using my SAT words, to caveat that, right? So, my thing is the defensive line was getting pressure. It's just like they had their game. They was getting pressure to them. It's the secondary. Like if they get to the quarterback in under 5 seconds, how terrible of a job are you doing in the secondary that you're still getting burnt?
Yep.
Now, Benjamin St. Juice, he played good coverage on that touchdown, but he was getting cooked the whole game. Emmanuel Forbes, when he got benched, I was so happy. Michael Davis did not look good. These guys did not look. Sanders still looked okay, right? Jeremy Chin looked like trash. Like the secondary is these are complete.
I mean, we wanted to make Sanders still have a play, right? But I mean, he got burned, and that's going to happen, right? Yep. That's going to happen.
I mean, to be fair, like I looked at Benjamin St. Juice play, and I wasn't like completely unhappy with the way that he played.
I mean,
he was going up against Mike Evans, and he was going up against Goodwin.
He did what he could.
So like these were tough guys, and like if you don't have a very solid pass rush, and you have give Baker Mayfield some time, he's pretty accurate too. That's a tough combination, right? So I was looking for him, but I will tell you, I agreed. Like the rest of them, like Jeremy, like I thought Shin was going to be like a way better, more impactful. He looked horrible.
Yes,
I mean
horrible.
He looked absolutely horrible, and Mike Davis was absent.
The secondary needs a crap ton of work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, I already told you though, and again, week after week, y'all like, just stop picking on Emmanuel Forbes. He's gonna get back. No, I called this when that first started coming on the show that Emmanuel Forbes was gonna be a problem. He's a Ron Rivera first round pick, and then I'm still mad we could have had Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez had a good game.
Yeah, we could have Christian Gonzalez. Even in this past offseason, we could have went out and got a guy like Gilmore or somebody else, but we chose not to do it. To get to the point that Lord Sarge wants to make sure that I bring up on this one.
Yes, I do.
And the quote that was put out there that by the Commanders, and I showed him the article. He didn't believe me when I first
I did not believe because
I showed him the article.
It's not believable.
The media asked Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, like, you had the second pick in the waiver wire when cuts were making. You didn't sign anybody, and their quote was, I quote, "We are not building talent. We're building a team." What does that mean?
What does that mean? What?
We're not building talent. We're building a team. Don't you need talent to build a team?
I'm a fan. I don't care. How come you pay me what do I need? I need $24,000 a year, and I'll do better than that.
I mean, don't you build a team with talent? Like
with talent.
Your talent is your team, you idiots.
I'm talking about we could have brought in a good season cornerback. We could have brought in Bakhtiari for the line to help these guys out. They fumbled this. I'm telling you right now.
So I'm going to give you a theory. I wanted to do a special show on this but I wanted to get it on film now. So give me about 2 minutes to explain my theory because Lord Sarge has heard this.
Yeah,
all right. I wanted to get it on film right now. So because as the season progresses, I want this to resonate in people's minds because I'm going to come back to it. My theory is not what they're putting out there, that this team is not built to win. This was a rebuilding project that's multiple phases, and I think they did phase one. And the reason why I say that is because we have salary cap space, and we went after nobody to help us. We didn't go after any marquee players. We were bargain shopping all in the offseason. We had opportunity to bring in corners. We had opportunity to bring in wide receivers. We had opportunities. We had opportunities to bring in multiple people to improve this roster, like a left tackle, like Bakhtiari, as you mentioned, Shaq. Multiple opportunities. We have the cap space to do it.
Yeah.
My theory is a couple of things. My theory is, one, this team is broke. I believe that when Josh Harris bought this team, he was all in, all chips in, and I believe that he is probably at a point right now. I don't have any proof of this, but I'm just going by actions, that he's not prepared to sign any large checks, because there was no large check signed in the offseason, that he might not have the money to sign a check.
No. I agree with that.
Question. How do you leave $38 million on the table coming into the season?
Yeah, I think it's because
your waiver wire pick at number 2.
Yeah. So let me get to that.
The cream pick.
So let me get
How
to that.
do you leave $38 million on the table and you don't add talent to your quote team?
So let me finish with my theory here. All right. So like the very first part of that is I believe that they're out of money.
Yeah.
All right. And I believe that he needs another year in order to get money, because the money that he did have, he just extended Sam Cosmi. And so he had to sign that signing bonus check.
Yep.
I don't think that they have any more money. There's a reason why they left all that cap space on there and they didn't go after big market players, because if you get them and you get them in, they're going to require a very large signing bonus, multi-million-dollar signing bonus, and that owner has to write that check. That's my theory.
Okay,
Number
so
two,
I don't think it's a theory.
No, I don't think that's a theory. But I'm gonna tell you. I can agree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why I agree with it. I've been in the stadium already, right? So I've been in the stadium already. They haven't been making improvements. Like they up there, they paint the parking lots now. They got numbers all in the parking lots. They put new they put new areas out there. When you used to go to the stadium, they didn't have areas. They got like a little food truck area with DJs. They got bands and DJs playing all over the stadium. They've been making improvements on the stadium. The locker room has been overhauled. The bathrooms look different. Like, so he's been dumping money into the stadium and trying to get, you know what I'm saying, marketing and all that stuff, trying to get people in. So because the stadium has been pushed to the side as a play toy by Daniel Snyder for over 20 years. He ain't put no money to that stadium. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of work to do in that end. So
yeah, I agree, and so I think they're probably kind of tight on money right now. The other part of this is I think that they took an overall phased approach of hey, here's how we're going to build our team this year, and they got a certain point where the owner probably told him, okay, that's what you can do this year because that's what we can afford to do. You're done. You got to roll with what you got, do the best with what you have, and we move on. So when it even came to the waiver wire, which doesn't really cost you any more money because you got to cut a player, sign a player anyway, they already checked out in their mind going, nope, this is our team and we're running with it.
How do you miss that opportunity? How do you miss that opportunity?
And then another thing too, right? So he does have Magic Johnson and all these other minority owners, RG3, like everybody, people that's bound into the team, right? But it's nothing like what Daniel Snyder had. And then I think that's another thing that may be hindering the Harris ownership group is that people are conflicted if they want to come to this franchise that's been toxic for so long, and we just fired the VP. So that means the toxicity is still in the air here.
It still is.
So who wants to affiliate their business or something? We have to get a bank that nobody ever heard of to name the field after. You know what I'm saying? Because people are kind of backing away, like, no, we don't want to do nothing to do with this loser toxic franchise. So I mean, I kind of agree with that people are not investing in it. So if he spent all out of pocket on his own, I can see that. So your theory may be hitting on something.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, and again, time will tell off of this thing, but they're rolling with what they got. And I'm telling you that this team is not built to win. This is a team that's built for the future. Yeah. Like, hey, we're in phase 1. Next year's going to be phase 2. Maybe this is a 3-year process. I don't know. But here's my concern. We've been through, like, I don't believe the Hog understands this fan base. Because we've been through so much crap so long, we're on a very, very short fuse. But I'm telling you, we start losing, we're going to be just like Jonathan Allen. We're going to be like chicken out. And you're not going to make money off of us.
Nope.
Because we will not show up.
We won't show up. That's one. And then
Shaq, you were at the last preseason game, right?
Yep.
How much of that stadium was our fans versus the opposing team? Was it half and half?
No, surprisingly, it was more Commanders fans than Patriots fans, but it was a lot.
Wow.
It was a lot. Yeah.
Well, we're going to see when we this week coming up, because all three of us going to be the Giants game doing a live cast. So we're going to see how many colors show up for that game. And that's going to be telling, because you got to put butts in seats to run a franchise.
That's right.
And to get butts in seats, guess what you got to do?
You got to win.
Gotta win!
Yeah, but see, it's very early. So I'm going to caveat it by like it's very early, right? So like we're going to this game, but I'm going, because it's early in the season. So we bought these tickets. All of us bought it. But we come around week 12. I ain't buying a ticket if they're not winning. I'm going to tell you that right now.
And I ain't going
to buy a ticket.
They're going to be damn near giving the tickets away at that point. They're going to be $25, $15. The whole family can come for $70.
You're going to be paying more for a beer than a ticket.
Yeah.
But gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something point blank. What that game showed me was exactly what Coach Mad Mike was chatting my ear all weekend. These teams in the NFL are paying so much money now for quarterbacks and wasting money in other areas that they're bubble wrapping their teams because they're afraid to get them hurt. And when you bubble wrap your team, they don't get the practice they need in preseason to show up in the first game and get you a win, because the coaching is not together, right? Because they don't have a chance to coach because they're bubble wrapping it. Yeah. But the coaching, in my opinion, this loss, listen, the Commanders don't have a lack of talent. They do have talent. They absolutely have talent.
Mm-hmm.
What I see is completely missing out of that game was any sensibility of coaching. And the number one thing that keyed me off on this was way back when we were in training camp, and Coach Mad Mike went out to training camp. And when he got to training camp at 9 o'clock in the morning, training camp was over because they only did an hour of training camp.
Yeah.
They spent, Coach, correct me, they spent more time signing autographs than they did practicing.
Yeah. And look at the big names. You would think this defense would be top tier. You got Ken Norton Jr. In the coach room. You got, what I'm saying? You got Kerrigan in the coaching room. Joe Witt and Dan Quinn are defensive guys. Like you would think this defense would be wouldn't allow 40 points. But again, they spent a lot of time on the field too, because the offense wasn't producing. They did spend a lot of time on the field because we was 3 and out. They spent a lot of time on the field. But with that caliber of coaching all in one vicinity, I don't know. Louisville looked good. The linebacker, like I said, you could tell that it's there with them. It's
you
just
think Louisville looked good. He had one play.
Yeah. I think Louisville looked pretty good. But let me caveat this by saying this, right? So if week one, when you have every team that's playing, 50% of the league is going to lose, right?
Of course.
So that's just the way that it is, right? So but what I look for is it doesn't hurt me as bad. And I like Jack Miller's comment he had on here. He says, when Tampa Bay was trying to score from the other side of the stadium, he heard defense from Commanders fans. That's a very positive sign. Like the fan base is behind him right now. I appreciate the comment there, Jack, because there's a lot of our fan base. We want this team so badly to succeed.
Our fan base is smart. They're football.
But the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about that is, you want to see hope in this team that they're on the right track and moving, because you got a loss. You're gonna lose football games, right? But I want to see the team moving in the right direction. And when I look at like series of plays after plays, and we could go through the whole film on this. We're running out of time today to do it because I only went through about 6 plays, and all of us had a lot to rant about. But But if we went through a series of plays, you can start seeing some things that, man, they've got a lot of work to do to come around. Now, the last topic I kind of want to talk as we go over there, because we know there's O-line issues. We know that there's some secondary issues. We know that there's a lot of Jaden Daniels has to develop. Okay, got all that. I want your guys' comments. I'm going to start with you, Large Sarge. What are you looking forward to this coming week when we face the Giants? Because we're all going to be there.
I'm looking. I'm looking to make sure that I don't pay $50 for a beer and a hot dog. That's what I'm looking for. Because I I don't expect to see anything.
So I plan for that.
I heard something on fan radio today with the Skids and or the Commanders, sorry. And you know what they're talking about? This is a catch-up game, right? The Giants are supposed to be so bad that this is our catch-up game. That's where we're at.
Dang.
So this needs to be a catch-up game. That's not saying anything about playing well, playing good, having good coaching, having an offensive plan that makes sense. It's just saying individual raw talent and Jaden Daniels losing his helmet twice, running backwards, running for his life is going to get us over the line. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so before I get to you, Shaq, the helmet ordeal. The helmet ordeal was ridiculous, man. Somebody needs to freaking fasten his chin strap because he lost his helmet twice, and I could see his chin, his side chin straps, they were like buckling out loose.
Yeah.
Like they weren't cinched down at all, so his helmet can just come off. Like he was even going when he was going to the sideline. What I saw him doing was taking his helmet off without even having to remove his chin strap. That's how loose his helmet was. Like that's like you defeated the whole purpose of having a chin strap or anything to hold your head in your helmet. That is like Pop Warner stuff that you're supposed to figure out, right?
Yeah, that wasn't
He's
even
not going to last 3 games in this. The Giants are going to knock him out, but I'm going to give it 3 games.
No. Go ahead. All right, Shaq, tell me what you're looking for this Giants game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The play calling. I wanna see the play calling. I want to see the playbook get opened up. I want to see more than jet sweeps and screen passes. I want to see Brian Robinson carrying the load a little bit more. I want to see more. I want to see more long distance, long field drives. I want to see. Sorry, there you go again.
Because that's what I'm expecting to see. That's what we're going to see.
Nobody wants to see your crotch, Lard Sarge.
So what I'm expecting is the play calling. I want to see the difference in the play calling, and I want to see what adjustments they're going to make in the secondary.
Oh dear God.
Those are the things I'm looking forward to. I want to see the play calling. I want to see what adjustments they're going to make in the secondary. Because right now, those are the play calling in the secondary. Yeah, that's it. We can't do nothing about the line right now. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Bobby Wagner and them are going to wake up. I believe the defensive line is going to be all right once the ends. If Jamin Davis stays consistent the way he's playing on the end. But definitely the secondary, what changes and adjustments they make in the secondary, right? And the offensive production, offensive play calling. Because if Emmanuel Forbes plays this game, and he shows up like he did last week, this is gonna be his last game in a Commander's uniform.
Yep.
So I want to give some fan comments out here before I get to my comments. So we had Jermaine Willie said, "Hey, a loose chin strap is a recipe for a concussion." I would have to agree. He almost had one a couple of times in that last game, which is scary, right? This is again, it's time to be a professional and grow up. And buckle your chin strap and be freaking ready to play football, right? Jack Miller said, hey, one of the things he's looking for is play calling, offensive line, and DBs play. I think those are 3 good ones there, Jack. So appreciate the comment. That's a good comment right there. So for me, one of the things that I'm going to be looking for really is I want to see from a coaching standpoint, I want to be a little bit more specific on coaching.
What's going on?
You are killing me. I'm about ready to take you down there, Lars Sarge.
Myself out here.
All right. You can fix this camera and come back on. So, one of the things I'm looking for is in the offensive play calling aspect of it is what I'm looking for is do they work with him through the week? Because if this is a catch-up game like Lard Sarge says is going to be an opportunity to catch up, this is a perfect opportunity when you're trying to catch up to then turn around and give yourself a situation. Lard Sarge, go ahead and fix the dynamic camera and then come back on. All right. But this is a perfect opportunity for a catch-up game for you to focus on all those different things that you work on and try to put things together. Yeah, you need to catch up, you need to win, but you also need to progress as a football team. So this is where you coach Jaden Daniels. Listen, we're going to put you in the pocket. We want you to be looking downfield, go through your progression reads, try to complete some passes. Don't run first. All right. My recommendation for Cliff Kingsbury, because I know you watched this show, take out some of these design read option plays. We are scarred. The fan base is scarred here in Washington. It reminds us too much of RG3. We do not want him to get hurt. Nobody wants to see Jaden Daniels get hurt, right? So let's protect our franchise guy. Let's just not, he doesn't know how to slide. We definitely don't want him dropping a shoulder, and it's just scary. All right. Have him stay in the pocket, right? And understand the offensive line so he can, if you needed him to roll out, have him roll out and have him look to complete passes or throw the ball away. Let's start seeing some of the basic quarterbacking skills that we've hired him to do execute in this game, where he's starting to spread the ball around. There are weapons on this team. You have, you have Austin Eckler. You have, McLaurin. Crowder got a lot of playing time. He didn't look too bad. So, okay, I want to see more weapons out there. Obviously, Terry McLaurin, you got to get him on. Terry McLaurin was open on a lot of plays, and the ball just didn't get to him, right? He was running a lot of cardio out there, and it was unnecessary, right? So, so my first thing is I want to see not just the play calling, but I want to see Cliff Kingsbury working to take Jaden Daniels to that next level. And it needs to start with professionalism.
I was about to say that.
Professionalism, focus. You got to grow up, buckle your chin strap, and let's get to work.
I want to see. I want to see our future franchise quarterback in the line, in this offensive lineman face. Hey, protect me. I want to see him getting his people fired up. Hey, we can win this game. I want to see this from our future friend, our rookie number 2 pick, franchise quarterback. This is the stuff I want to see from him. I don't want to see the smiles and the giggles and all that stuff sitting away from the rest of your team. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see a sense of leadership.
Yep, agreed. And here's another thing I want to see. We didn't get to see Brandon Coleman play. This was a Cornelius Lucas at left tackle situation. He was atrocious. I don't know what the status is of Brandon Coleman, but he wasn't on the injury report this week. If he's ready to go, he needs to be out there, and I want to see what he's capable of doing. And this whole offensive line, they need to get on the same sheet of music. I understand, they're very low rated, but they're going to have to step up and play a lot better. I don't know why this team did not build an O-line, but we just didn't. But these guys are going to have to give them some kind of time. So that means you're going to have to work with Jaden Daniels to get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
Where's his read?
Jermaine asked, Jermaine, I love you, man. Jermaine says, do you think Rivera would do a better job? I'm like, no, but maybe.
No.
I'm telling you, like I said on the show before, once Ron Rivera started battling cancer, it humanized him. He started realizing he became more of a father figure than a coach to the players.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. You're gonna be on the team. We're not gonna cut you.
Anyone that trades Montez Sweat is an idiot to me. So no, he's an idiot.
Yeah, so I understand Jermaine also said, he had Cam Newton almost win MVP Rookie of the Year. Well, you know what? Shanahan had RG3 get Rookie of the Year too, and then he broke him. So, we don't want to go down that road, right? I could care less about Rookie of the Year. What I want to see is a developing franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, if he do get hurt, don't worry about it. My boy Sam Hartman is here to save the day. You know what I'm saying?
Shaq, listen. While both Driscoll and Hartman are much more of the pocket passer type, without an offensive line, we're still going to have the same problems. They're going to be hassled, hurried, and forced to scramble. The only difference between those two and Daniels is Daniels got legs. The problem is Daniels remembers that he has legs, and he wants to use them because he wants to win. And I can't fault a guy like Daniels for being young and hungry. He wants to win. That's why he's running. So, and fine, but there needs to be a quarterback coach who takes him out of the game. And
we don't have a quarterback coach.
And says, no, that's not what you do.
Let me ask y'all this. Since we throwing out hypotheticals, right? So instead of us bringing in a Mariota, right? How would y'all felt if we had kept Sam Howell instead?
Yes! Yes! Hallelujah!
I mean,
Yes!
look, it comes back. Mike, your face saying everything. He's like, well, I don't know about that one.
Hated that we got rid of Howell.
So here's the deal. Like, Sam Howell is my kind of prototypical kind of quarterback, right? But listen, like, I don't really like dealing with hypotheticals because he's gone, right? Yeah. There's no really good way of getting him back, right? So, like, I wasn't a fan of Marcus Mariota. Now he's on IR. Okay, he's done already, right? So we really have Driscoll, who I'm not a fan of. Even though he's a pocket pat, I'm not a fan of him either. I like Sam Hartman. Here's what I think, because I know, Shaq, he's your guy. I actually think he has an extraordinary opportunity. He got activated this past week when Marcus Mariota hit the injured reserve list. Mm-hmm. And Lars Sargent and I talked about this during the game. I believe that when he is ready to go, like Sam Hartman's really ready to go, he will surpass Driscoll on the roster. And when he does, Driscoll will be gone. Or Driscoll would be demoted and put on the practice squad, because we only need two guys. We actually need to bring in more talent, which we missed that opportunity. I could beat this team up all day long about missed opportunities when it came to the waiver wire and stuff like this. This team is not doing the right kinds of things right now.
So you're right, because we could have Tannehill don't got a job right now.
Right?
Yeah, Tannehill don't got a job right now.
I mean,
you don't think our locker room could use the talents of Tannehill?
I mean,
I'm just saying,
gentlemen, just hear me out for a second. What if we brought Tannehill in as a starter and put Daniels behind him to teach him?
Well, you can't do that. You can't do that at this point because he's.
I know. I'm just saying.
No. I'm trying to get you the comment because you're just saying, right? When you bring a quarterback in, he has to learn a playbook. He's going to have to get his timing down with it. This would be a multi-week project, but his veteran presence in the locker room would be like huge.
Yep,
huge, right? And you do want to, I'm actually would be for that. I really would be for that, right? So
better than Mariota.
But you would have to put one of the guys that you currently have activated back down on the practice squad, which I'm not adverse to. Or you bring Tannehill in on the practice squad. You got to do something to get things going and get the presence in the locker room. So I never finished everything I wanted to say after that. That was just offense. Defense, I want to talk defense for a second. The things I want to see from the defense this time, right? I want to see aggressiveness from our linebackers. I want to see this when you have a head coach and you have an offensive coordinator who's developed under this head coach when he was a DC. What I want to see some good scheming that's happening out of this defense. I want to see the defensive line scheming to get into the middle with these edge rushers. How are they being used? How are they doing? Because I didn't see a lot out of Armstrong. I agree with you. Jamin Davis was a very pleasant surprise because we were crapping on him all in the offseason. He probably wouldn't even make the roster.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. But it also is kind of sad that he is a bright spot because it tells you that the edge rushers that we do have are not good enough. Right?
Yep.
But I want to see more scheming. I think the way to do that is you're going to have to start blitzing these linebackers a lot more than what you're doing. I mean, because if you can bring additional pressure with a guy with Adron Payne and Jonathan Allen in the middle, it's going to cause some issues where they're going to be able to put it up. The secondary needs help. They suck. So the only way that you can help a sucking secondary is through pressure.
Look what the Lions did against the Rams. They set a record for the most pressures.
Right.
Well, you have to think about it. That's where Bobby Wagner makes his money. Stuffing the run, blitzing, stuff like that's where Bobby Wagner makes his money.
But he didn't show up.
He did very little of it in this game.
Yeah.
So to go back to Lars Sargent's point, I understand that this is going to be a catch-up game, right? But it's more than a catch-up game. This is for you to go back to your basics of what you want to do offensively and defensively, your schemes, and exercise them on this one. Yeah, we want to walk away with the W, but we want, as a franchise, focus on all aspects of the football to be able to get this team moving, because there's a week 3 that comes right after that, right? And we want to be able to use this as a building game of getting those pieces working. So the offensive defensive coordinators, I mean, this is a huge coaching week to me.
Yes, it
You got to
is.
coach this team up for the Giants, not just for the W. The W should be for granted. Like, we know we got to beat the Giants. But, like, are you actually implementing your systems that are going to help you through this year?
Yeah.
So here's my prediction, Coach. Here's my prediction. Our offensive line is going to get owned by the Giants. This is going to be a defensive battle. Daniels are going to be on the run. However, I think our defense is going to stand up, and Allen is so bad that special teams and defense might win the game for us.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that. I think it's going to be a low scoring affair. The Giants offense, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a low scoring, 15, 12, 15, something like that. 13-9.
Interesting.
Somewhere like that. It's not going to be a high scoring game. Not at all. So that's what I think.
But we're going to be there eating hot dogs, drinking beer, and yelling at people.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, because we already got a plan for this. We're going over to Shaq house, and we're going to eat food over at Shaq house, and we're going to drink all the beer at Shaq's house, because I ain't paying no prices in the stadium.
Shaq, what's on the grill? I want to know what's on the grill, baby.
Hold on. I'll make sure everything's fired up and ready to go, though.
Oh, we might need to bring some meats. I'll bring some beer because we need to get all the eating and drinking done at your house before we go into the stadium.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're spending a dime in Northwest Bank Stadium.
Oh man. Yeah.
So, I'm not paying $18 for a Bud Light. I'm not paying no $18 for a Bud Light. Let me tell you. But anyway, I want to be in there. I already want to be fired up before I even get in the game. But like, man, oof.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're gonna hear me all the way at the stadium from the house.
I need to hear from. So Shaq only fails here. Like, I want to know, are you wearing your pajamas, man?
I'm gonna wear my pajamas this week.
You gonna wear your pajamas?
I'm gonna wear my pajamas this week. It's like I thought it was gonna be good luck last week. Oh no, I might not, because I thought it was gonna be good luck last week, and look what happened.
You were wearing it last week?
Yeah.
All I saw was the blanket you had on when you were making your short.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I was like, yeah, I had my pajamas on. So yeah, I'm definitely going to wear the pajamas to the game.
All right, so so I will say like this: tomorrow is workout day, because they bring candidates and workout every offseason. I know we're over on time, but I don't give a flip. I'm going to keep going. So like, to me, if you can name a couple players that you would bring in for a workout tomorrow, who would you bring in?
I would bring in Michael. I would bring in Michael Thomas.
Okay.
I would bring in Michael Thomas. I would bring in. I was just talking about him last week. Free agent cornerback that's still out there. I forgot his name. I gotta look it up. But I would bring him in.
Look it up real quick. Lars Sarge, give me a name.
Eddie, listen. 2 offensive tackles, 2 offensive guards. 4 people.
I got it, buddy. Give me names.
I can't remember them all. There's so many out there that we need.
So I think it's about time that somebody calls Bakhtiari up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody needs to give him a call.
Yeah.
And
let me see.
I don't think JD Humphries is healthy.
They love who they
You still got Donovan Smith out there, but I don't know if he's like already got a foot out in retirement yet or not. But like, I think this is time where we try to go out there and try to bring some veteran help in. We can bring in Tannehill.
Xavier Howard.
Yeah, nice. But Coach, right. This isn't about bringing talent in anymore, because they're not bringing talent in. They told us in the press conference, this is about building a team. It's the team of hope and joy, baby. We're in Washington, D.C. This is about hope and joy. Don't you feel the joy? Don't you feel the joy, Commanders fans? Get your hope and joy. That's what it is.
This is not Kamala's team. Like I'll tell you right now, like there will be no hope and joy on this team if we don't start pulling it together, man. I'm telling you, I know this fan base my whole life, just like you guys have. We've been lifelong fans, and I'm telling you right now, we've been through a couple of decades of freaking nonsense, and our fuse is like
since the 90s.
It's very short, man. Like we will be freaking we will be going off in very, very short order. They're already going off this week. We're going off this week.
I get matter of fact, there are 4 corners on. I'm looking at this list right now. Xavier Howard's on it, Patrick Peterson, Marcus Peters.
Patrick Peterson's out there?
Marcus Peterson's on there. Patrick Peterson's on there. Eli Apple is on this, is out there. Bradley Roby's still out there.
Many. But Coach, that's what I was going to ask you. I think, Coach, I think you're onto something. I really think you are smart, and I think you have seen what no one sees, and that is you are the fly on the wall in that room when Peter said, "We got no money. You got to do what you got to do with what you got." Because I'm keeping $38 million to pay salaries. There's no more money, guys. This is it. You're rebuilding. So, even if that was the case, then I'd be protecting my number 2 draft pick, Jaden Daniels. I would be investing everything I could to make sure that boy doesn't run, doesn't get his helmet knocked off twice, learns how to slide instead of dive. I'd be bubble wrapping that boy.
So I'm going to give a couple of suggestions that I would do in that scenario. Say like my theory is correct, right? How do we proceed forward this week to get ready for the Giants? I would plant 3 seeds into Jaden Daniels' head. All right. Hey, we're going to roll you out and get you in open space because our line's not going to be able to maintain pressure very long. So we might have a lot of rollouts.
Yeah.
When you're rolling out and you're using your legs, I want you to go through your read of progression. Yeah. And I want you to try to be getting the ball downfield to your weapons. I do not want you thinking that you can do everything yourself. Yeah. If they're closing in on you, I do not want you to freaking try to make a move where you can get twisted up. I want you throwing the ball away.
Throw it away.
Now, if you roll out and you see nothing but green space, I want you to get to the first down marker and I want you out of bounds. I do not want you taking a hit.
Yep.
If you do those 3 things right there, we could see a drastic difference this week in the Giants.
Yes,
but I need to see Cliff Kingsbury offense moving with the pass plays. And I'm not talking RPOs. I'm talking about real pass plays.
Right.
Yeah.
Real pass plays.
And I'm not talking screen plays.
By the way, Coach, my
pass plays.
Pass plays where at least 2 of the receivers are at the first down line. Not backwards.
It depends on down and distance. On third down, that's true, right? But I want to see like a solid game plan put together. This is coaching. And that's what I would do if I was coaching Jaden Daniels. I'd be like, Jaden Daniels, this is what I'm going to do with you. I'm just going to give you 3 things, and this is what we're going to do this week. That's it.
Yeah.
But you know the playbook.
Back Ertz. Get Ertz in the game.
Ertz was in the game.
Ertz was in there.
Yeah.
But and so I would just say, hey, listen, we're going to execute this playbook, and I want you to focus on those things. And I'm going to put you in down and distance situations to be successful, but I need you to be smart. It's time to freaking take this to the next level. Let's do it. And I would take all the joking and nonsense grab assing that's going on and take it out. I want you focused, and I want you freaking executing.
If you're not in the game, you're in that dadgum Microsoft tablet looking at.
So he would be my recommendation to Joe Witt. Joe Witt, I want to see some intensity on this defense. You've had this entire time up to this point to build a freaking physical, because that's what you all said all off season. We're building a physical defense. We're building our own culture, our own style of football. Yep. It's going to be freaking physical. It's going to be hard. We're going to come after them. I didn't see that.
Nope.
No.
So if that's really what you built, I need you to show it week 2.
Yeah.
So I want to see
that works on all 3 levels together in synergy.
And here's what I want to see. Here's what I want to see. I want to see them flushing in and out those edge rushers because they need to go all out per play, and I doubt they can go all out 2 plays in a row.
Good point.
Yeah.
Right? And then from linebackers, what I want to see is I want to either see someone decisively in coverage or someone decisively blitzing. And then for the corners, I want to see them communicating. Communication. Most of the time, they look confused out there, which tells me They don't know exactly where they're going, and they're certainly not talking.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to make sure you're communicating the play. Hey, that means you got this guy. That means you're back. You're zone. That means I'm going to release this guy to you. You got to pick him up. You got to talk out there.
Yeah,
and if you can do those three things on defense, it should be the types of things that you need to do to be successful.
Shin and Sanders still need to work on that hugely.
Yeah. Because like Baker Mayfield was looking like Tom Brady out there.
Yep. And he shouldn't have been. All right, Coach Mad Mike.
Go ahead.
Now, you don't know this, Shaq, but this weekend I stole Coach Mad Mike. And we got Madden 25, and we played the first season with the Lions. And I'm just putting this out there. Now, if you're watching the other side of our channel, which is the NFL in general, Coach Mad Mike predicted the Bills and the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl and the Bills to win. Two things came out of this Madden season. We completed it. Now, the Lions did not. Sadly, we lost to the Eagles in the championship game because I threw more pick sixes than most quarterbacks throw touchdowns. That's fine. However, the Skins, the Commanders, finished, what was it, Mike? 5 games.
They won 5 games.
5
in the simulation.
Yep.
For the year.
And who was the Super Bowl champ? Who was the Super Bowl?
So the Super Bowl, I actually predicted it. It was
Bills
the Bills
and Eagles. And the Bills won. I mean, the Eagles won.
I predicted that the Bills would win early on in videos a long time ago. And the simulation actually had those two teams in the Super Bowl, but instead of the Bills winning, the Eagles.
But the Commanders came out at 5-12.
Well, you know, at the beginning
5 games.
At the beginning of the show,
last year.
That's what I said. I said we were going to go 8-9 at first. Then I said, no, we're going to go 6-11. Then after looking at yesterday, yeah, 5 games sound about right.
Yeah, I went even higher, Shaq. I agree. I was like, oh, we're going to get 9 because they do have talent. They don't have the coaching. They don't have the coaching. They don't have the practice.
By game 8, I'm going to be calling for Dan Quinn's job. I said that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. You said that you were going to have a fire Dan Quinn shirt when you were there.
Listen, if you were on the radio 106.7 today, they're already calling for his job.
Yeah.
On the news, fans are saying, hell no. We hired the enemy.
We hired the enemy.
I don't like
to hire anybody from Dallas, period. I don't like Dallas players. I don't like Dallas coaches. You're already the enemy. You're already on my blacklist.
Yep.
Right. So I did not like to hire to begin with. I was very highly skeptical about it. I didn't like the Kingsbury.
These fans right here,
and I didn't like the Joe
very short fuse. These fans are on a short fuse.
Yep.
They've been waiting a long time to see an owner and a coaching staff and a team produce.
Hey, look, I'm so mad. I'm so mad at them. I ain't even wear no Redskins or Commander stuff tonight.
I was going to show up in my Lions gear, but I'm
like Dunkin' Donuts, all kinds of stuff going on over there, man. Like, man, that's like you're a morning, man.
I was so
you always deck out, man. You always deck out.
I was so anxious to see them do well and produce something, and all I saw was exactly what I predicted from the beginning. Even with me on the sofa with the lost tackle saying Jaden Daniels is going to be running for his life. And that's exactly what he did. And thank God the kid's got talent, because running for his life meant he got almost 100 yards rushing. And he lost his helmet twice. He never slid. And he is going to be out by game 3.
Yeah, so I want to get back to the fans here a little bit. So, like Jermaine Whitley said, hey, he only sees 4 wins. 4 wins.
4, yeah.
Wow, that's. I mean, it could happen. I mean, that would put us right where we were last year with Rivera, which would not be good, right? So here's another one. I like what Jack had on here. He goes, would you guys do fantasy football league with channel subscribers? I would say absolutely yes next year. If we could put that together, I think we could do that. And I think it would be a good thing for us to do to interact with fans. Yeah. There are a couple of things I want fans to know as we get ready to go. There are things that we want to try to do. We want to try to have a system, and I've tasked Lard Sarge to kind of figure this out, is bringing in callers so people can call in.
Call us on the show.
And we can call in on the show. We can hear your question, interact with you, and get your participation. I think that'd be so much fun. I want to interact with fans. So, like, get your buddies, everybody on the show, get your buddies, come on to the channel. I want comments. I definitely want people calling in because this is supposed to be your channel. You're not here just to listen to us talk. You're here to participate. Football's a participation sport.
That's right.
I don't sell tickets. So that means you gotta play.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
All right. So I got a couple other things here besides doing it. So we did talk about like, hey, bringing guys in this week, right? And getting them out here. I would like to see, another thing I'd like to see is I would like to see a transaction happen this week besides just a kicker. I would like for you to give some hope, sign somebody to a league minimum contract that's a veteran that shows me that you are actually trying to improve somewhere on this football team from last week.
Hope and joy, Coach. Hope and joy. Just
hope and joy ain't doing it for me, man.
We ain't signing nobody. It's hope and joy.
I got,
get on the bandwagon. Say it with me. Say it with me.
Hope and joy.
No, ain't no hope and joy. The only hope and joy I have is getting over to Shaq's house next week and having some food and beer, man. That's my hope and joy.
That's the only joy we're gonna get.
That's the only joy we're gonna get before we get into the stadium, man, and watch this debacle, man. But I'm telling you, man, we gotta come away with the W. I hate to say this.
If they lose to the Giants, I don't even want to listen to the radio next week. If they lose to the Giants,
no, I'm listening to the radio next week because I'm going to be participating. Listen, no matter what happens, we could go 0-16 this year, and we're going to be out here just raking them through the coals all season long. I will tell you, I'm very excited about Jaden Daniels.
I'm really happy to do that.
On a bright note, I'm very excited about Jaden Daniels. I just don't want to get the dude hurt.
You know what? I love the kid's attitude. I love the kids go for it. I'm going to win. On my back, your back, anyone's back. I don't care. I love that.
He seems to be a great kid.
But he needs to be coached.
Yeah, he needs coaching. He needs coaching back.
Radical coaching because he cannot do it by himself. He's on a one-way track to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't see that. He's young, dumb, and you know what the rest of that statement is. But his coaches should know that. Seriously, I would have benched him. He would not have played the second half. Game over. Put the backups in. We're going to school. And you're not going to hold the football like you fumbled it. You're going to learn. I'm going to buy you a slip and slide on the practice field, and you're going to practice sliding on a slip and slide all freaking week.
So the quarterback's coach of this team is Trevita Pritchard.
He's horrible.
Now
fire him.
And we even have an assistant quarterbacks coach, David Blah.
David Blah?
David Blah.
I know that name.
Yeah, because he played for Detroit.
He's good.
He's not good. He was never good.
Quarterback, but he took the sack. He was on a runner. No wonder they don't know because no one's a runner. They don't know how to coach him.
Neither one of those guys were running quarterbacks, and neither one of them.
Harbaugh's done something good with Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson was the scrambler extraordinaire. He was the next, he was the next guy who's going to be the scrambler, right? And he's really taken coaching and learned. And what Jaden Daniels doesn't know is you only scramble when there's no other excuse. And that excuse is even behind throwing the ball away, right?
Yeah.
Or you have 4 semi-trucks of room of green grass to get to the first down line where you can slide and take the first down.
You know what? You know what I'm just realizing? I wish I had Baker Mayfield starting on my fantasy team.
Yeah. 4 touchdowns? Yeah.
So and
the other thing is the offensive line is just so bad, so horrific. Jaden Daniels does not have time to make reads. He doesn't.
Well, that's the reason why I suggested that they roll him out.
I love that. I love that.
Roll him out and get him into space where you at least buy him up. You use it as a strength, use his legs as a strength, but I still want you quarterback. I don't want you as a running back.
Right. I
love that. So, and that's the skill that I want to develop. Now, my issue is Pritchard and Ball. I don't think are the two right guys, right? So, and when you look at Cliff Kingsbury is just this flash and dance kind of thing. So I see what they did, right? So to me, if I was in that situation, kind of looking at that, and I was part of that organization, I'd be looking for outside help. I would be looking at, like, can I bring in a veteran quarterback that's out on the street, or can I bring a past quarterback that can come in and be an advisor to this team?
Well, wasn't that Mariota? Wasn't that
So,
his job?
No, because, well, I mean, Mariota's on IR, so he's not even in the locker room now.
No, but I
So,
mean, wasn't that the role that Mariota was supposed to fulfill?
well, it apparently didn't work. So, like, you gotta go out there. I mean, I'm talking about, like, what would you do right now? What would I do right now? What I would do right now is I'd be looking for some kind of outside help. Like, is there a quarterback that's out on the street that I can bring in as a veteran thing that to help advise of this skill set that I want him to do? Roll out, look for targets, throw the ball away, those types of things.
Here are the list of the quarterbacks that are available. The top 8: Tannehill, Nate Sudfeld, C.J. Beathard, Trevor Siemian, Blaine Gabbert, P.J. Walker, John Wolford, and Brian Hoyer.
The only one in there is Tannehill.
Yeah, so I would say Tannehill. If it's not Tannehill, I'm talking about getting a retired player to come in just as an advisor to help out this coaching staff. Because let's be real, I'm going to tell you something about inside knowledge about football staffs, right? So, like, they don't get paid a lot. When you are an assistant quarterbacks coach, or you're even a quarterbacks coach on a position, you're not getting paid a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not getting top rated talent of guys that are coming in there. All these guys, the only reason why they're there is because they believe one day they're going to work up and get promoted and get real money. Yeah. You don't get paid nothing as a position coach. It's like dirt cheap money. And it's like barely anything to live off of. So, like, so you're not getting top quality quarterbacks in there. So at this point, I think you need to bring somebody in to advise them and just say, hey, listen, for the next 2 weeks, can I hire your services to come in and be an advisor in the film room to go over concepts?
Peyton Manning?
Yeah, Peyton Manning probably won't do it because he's too big and too much of a high name.
He's got a YouTube channel. He needs a job.
But there are guys that are out there that you can pull in that might be able to serve in that capacity.
Brett Favre.
You're reaching.
You're really reaching, bro. But I think you understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
and just to try to plant some seeds.
Absolutely.
Because they need help.
Yeah.
Clearly, the coaching room does not have the capacity or the knowledge to do what they need to do. It was overtly evident that they are sorely lacking in that department. This is not a talent issue. This is a coaching and practice issue. Unpracticed, uncoached.
Okay. Hey, I want to just fire because Jack Miller just reminded me of something, and I appreciate you, Jack, because I think we need to have this conversation even though we're over on time.
Oh, yeah, let's go there.
We're going to keep going, all right? And it has to do with the Dallas Cowboys. He goes, after this year, Dallas can't pay their guys. Well, hey, I'm going to tell you one thing. I think there needs to be an investigation right now on Jerry Jones because here's what I'm tracking. When they signed Micah Parsons, I'm like, oh, okay, they extended a fifth-year option. Good move. However, you only have enough salary cap space to sign either Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb. When they signed CeeDee Lamb, I'm just like, they're out of money. Because they're going to have 27 pending free agents. They do not have enough money to sign friggin' Dak Prescott. And then Dak Prescott gets a 4-year, $240 million contract for $60 million a year. I'm sorry. There was not that space in their salary cap for next year. They don't have that kind of money.
No, they don't.
Jerry Jones has it in cash, unlike our owner, but they don't have the salary cap space.
Well, as soon as I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, automatically in my mind, I was like, okay, after Michael Parsons' 50-year option, 50-year option contract goes up, he's going to want to get paid big money, right? Big, huge, like highest paid defensive player to touch the game. He's a menace. All right, but now you're talking about you have to retain all the pieces. So what's going to happen is they're going to wind up bargain shopping like they did this year. Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They're going to have to put league veteran minimum for the rest of their team.
Marcus Lawrence. There's a whole lot of guys that are out there.
Hey, man.
So 27 pending free agents, and the way that I have it, like now, I wanted to look at over the cap. Over the cap hasn't even updated it yet because over the cap, I think they're probably like, how do I report
There's
this
the
on
back
here?
of the calculator's going.
Because they're calculating like
how the
this
hell
is
is that?
up.
What? How? What? How, what? What? Wait. What?
It doesn't add up, man.
It don't add up.
It don't add up. So, like, I will tell you, this team, I think, is in financial trouble. I'm not talking like money ways. I'm talking about salary cap trouble.
Now, what did
we all know Jerry Jones has money.
Tell Shaq what Jerry Jones said.
Well, Jerry Jones, he got an article. They asked him after that. He said, he goes, I think this is going to be my quarterback for, from here on out for the rest of my life, which is probably going to be within the next 3 or 4 years. Jerry Jones is old.
Jerry Jones is old. And like,
so you kind of feel like this is going to be the last quarterback, right?
When is he going to relinquish that power, though? He needs to let it go.
When he's dead?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a monarch.
That's America's team, baby. He ain't letting it go. He's going to die with the team.
This isn't America's team. I'm going to tell you right now, this is America's monarchy. Right?
No, it is totally America.
So like
broke.
So like this is like the America's version of a monarchy. Like the king doesn't change. The king doesn't change over until the king dies. Right?
Yeah.
And so he'll die out. His son will take over, and his son was part of the organization now already. He's probably learned all the tricks of the trade, but he's not going to get the power until his daddy croaks.
You think his son's going to take it, huh?
Absolutely, 100%. This
100%.
This is a family monarchy.
Yeah.
And the heir to the throne has already been determined. It's going to be a son.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got a great bank, Northwestern Bank. That's who they need to call. They need to call Northwestern Bank and get the name on the stadium right away because they ain't got no money.
So I agree with Jack. His son taking over. His son's going to be taking over. We'll see exactly when that happens. I don't think the changing of the guard is going to happen until his dad dies. His dad's really old.
Listen.
I do know it's a game on tonight.
Run your numbers. So what if there?
We're going to wrap it up.
What if there is a problem with that? What happens in the NFL? What is the legal implication of this?
Of what?
Oh yeah, no, they have penalties. They lose draft picks. They lose all that stuff. If they bust the salary cap, they get fined. They lose. That's what I'm saying. They get fined. They lose draft picks. This has happened before. So it's happened before. Yeah.
Really? Oh, do tell. I want to hear this. I've never heard this.
It's happened before. Like you ever seen? I forgot what team it was, but they busted. They was like negative $12 million. They went over about $12 million, and they lost draft picks. They lost. They went over the cap. They lost money. They got fined. Their organization got fined. There was like
so basically they got screwed in the draft. They got screwed on their money.
Yeah, this happened before.
Year mistake, right? You can't recover in 1 year. Oh, so maybe.
And then after all that stuff happens to you, but even after all that stuff happens to you, you still have to fix it.
Yeah.
So
you still have
years to recover, right? You have to recover somehow.
Yeah, and that's not easy because first of all you got to fix it, and then now your team, whatever it's been fined and penalized as far as draft capital and everything else, like that's gone. You never recoup that. So
Jones said, screw it. This is my last year in, and I'm gone for everything. And whoever takes over, I'm dead. I don't care.
I don't know what happened there.
I mean, he's old.
Yeah, Jermaine even says like the NFL does not allow you to go over the salary cap, and that's true. So like, I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm waiting for over the cap to update their numbers. Because I don't know like the particulars of his contract. Is it $60 million a year or is it a little heavier in the outer years and a little bit lighter in the first year? To make things kind of squeeze in, it's hard to determine. But like this team is not set up for financial prosperity in the future to have a well-rounded team because, like what you said, Michael Parsons' contract when this
it's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge when the 5th-year option's up, and that's going to be the year after next, and it's not going to be pretty. There's some serious issues on the horizon. All right, guys. Well, I know there's Monday Night Football. I know a lot of people want to see the game, so let's go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. We gotta see if Aaron Rodgers actually shows up.
Or if he can last more than 5 minutes.
One series. We need one series. And guess what happened in Madden in the franchise year? Me and Coach Mike played. He retired.
Yeah, he retired. He retired after 1 year, and so did Bobby Wagner. He retired after 1 year.
They made the playoffs. The Jets made the playoffs in Madden.
Yeah, the Commanders won 5 games. All right, guys. This is Football Psych, baby. We are out of here. Peace.
Peace. Yeah.
Great show, guys.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
Wolves.